Welcome to the KZGN News. Today we'll bring you news from Sacramento, things to do on Halloween, a city cleanup project, today's KZGN Talking Points editorial, weather, sports, and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
Hello, I'm Tom Whitnick. Thanks for joining us for the news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. In news from Sacramento, we learned that Senate Republican leader Fuller highlighted the aerospace industry's contributions to the Golden State. A champion of the aviation and aerospace industries, Senate Republican leader Gene Fuller delivered opening remarks at the National Aerospace Foreign Direct Investment Exposition last Tuesday at Century Plaza Hotel in Los Angeles. The expo is the first national FDI event specific to the aerospace industry. During her remarks, Senator Fuller discussed the contributions of the aerospace industry to California's economy. She said California is widely recognized as a leader in the agriculture and entertainment industries. We feed our world, and our movies and music are popular across the globe. But what many people don't realize is that the revenue from our aerospace industry is equivalent to both of those sectors combined, said Fuller. It is an honor that California was asked to host the first aerospace investment expo of this kind, and I think it speaks volumes about how competitive this state really is when it comes to aerospace innovation. Earlier, the U.S. Air Force announced a contract with Northrop Grumman for the manufacture and assembly of a new fleet of long-range stealth planes. The contract is expected to bring $60 billion worth of investment and hundreds of new jobs to California. Aerospace manufacturing is enormously important to California's present and future competitiveness, and this contract is great news for the state, Senator Fuller continued. The National Aerospace FDI Exposition is a 3-day event from October 26th to the 28th and will showcase California's strength in the aviation and aerospace industries, while providing investors with first-hand knowledge of the industry's merits. So what are you doing Saturday morning? The Ridge Project people are calling for a community cleanup day. It's called Make a Difference Day. Please plan to volunteer. There will be 5 different local cleanup areas from which you can choose. They are planning for at least these 5 cleanup locations. First, Inyokern Park, meet at the park. Second, North China Boulevard, meet on China Lake near the Marriott Hotel. The third one is on East Las Flores, meet at the Grace Lutheran Church. The fourth project is on Ridgecrest Boulevard, meet at Ruster Warren's Automotive. And the fifth is South China Lake Boulevard, meet at Alta 1. They'll be starting around 8 a.m., although you can show up whenever you want and leave whenever you want. Help as much as you want. Your help will be so appreciated. More information will be available on their Facebook page. Volunteers can make a difference. The more volunteers, the quicker it goes and the more that gets done. This is Halloween morning, so let's get our city all cleaned up for Halloween and, of course, the upcoming Petroglyph Festival and Gem and Mineral Show next weekend. Be proud of Ridgecrest. Come on out and volunteer. Have you made plans for Halloween night yet? Well, here's some things going on. We have information on 2 Halloween night events. On October 31st, there will be a Family Fall Festival at Calvary Chapel. They will be hosting their annual Family Fall Festival at 210 East Springer Avenue. It will run from 5 to 9 p.m. This is a free family event. For more information, contact Terry Morrison at 760-977-0484. Also on Halloween evening, there will be the Harvest Festival at Emmanuel Church. The church is 1201 North China Lake Boulevard. Free admission and prizes. There will be free activities, bounce houses, game booths, candy, and entertainment. The event is for ages 2 to 11. There will also be food and soft drinks for a minimal charge. The event goes from 5:30 to 8 p.m. So that's 2 great events for the kids this Halloween. Now stay tuned for today's KZGN Talking Points editorial when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. Now it's time for the 90th KZGN News Talking Points editorial. Here's today's topic. Is anyone else upset with the lack of prosecutions from the Obama Justice Department? So, we hear that no one will be prosecuted in the IRS for the disproportionate IRS investigations into conservative groups applying for tax-exempt status. Lois Lerner, the senior officer in the Ohio division that was in charge of those investigations, pleaded the Fifth to avoid charges against her. She also resigned. I don't know about you, but that is a red flag for anyone. Let me make one point perfectly clear. The Constitution's Fifth Amendment allows us to plead it to avoid us giving testimony that may be used against us in a court of law. Everyone has that right. But when a person uses it, it points to that the person has something they know about or have done that might incriminate them in a court. So we have a senior official that was reported to have multiple communications to the Washington headquarters of the IRS, and she pleads the Fifth. Then we learn the IRS director has been refusing to provide documents to the Congress Investigation Committee. And we learn that he also let documentation be destroyed. And wait for it, lost emails too. Sound familiar? Boy, what more do we need to suspect the IRS is or was corrupt right to the top? And what more do we need to question the Justice Department that refuses to bring any charges against anyone in the IRS? Does anyone think the White House has nothing to do with that situation? Now, let's fast forward to now. We have a candidate running for president that once worked for this current administration, and she has violated so many security rules that it would make your head spin. By using her private email server to discuss even sensitive information, not even classified, information was a gross lack of caring by her. As a senior official in the State Department, she has the responsibility to set a standard of following the law. And it's also noted the Justice Department has recovered all her lost emails. I wonder why they can't recover all the lost emails from the IRS scandal. Now add to it all this exposing of alleged violations of state and federal laws by Planned Parenthood clinics. Yesterday, another film came out again showing a doctor describing the harvesting of organs from aborted babies for sale. Just for discussion, let's say all these films were not accurate and not in context. I don't agree with that assertion, but let's just say it is flawed video. Wouldn't just the fact that the recordings show potential wrongdoing generate at least a cursory investigation by the Justice Department? But no investigation is occurring by the feds. Some states have initiated investigations, but no federal investigations. Why is that? Even if you are adamant that Planned Parenthood is doing nothing wrong, would an investigation determining nothing was being done wrong be a good thing? Or is it that supporters of Planned Parenthood are afraid of what might be discovered? That there really is illegal acts taking place? I know if I was innocent of a charge, I'd relish an investigation to show that I was innocent. It would put the critics away. But this one just gets added to a list of non-prosecutions. But wait, are you ready for this one? Yesterday it was reported that the Justice Department sued a trucking company that had Muslim employees that were disciplined for not doing their jobs. They refused delivering alcohol to any locations, even though when they were hired, they were told that alcohol was some of the products they would be delivering. The feds said the company had to make accommodations for these employees based on their religious beliefs. And by the way, that is the law. The law states that if a company can reasonably make changes to their company to accommodate an employee's religious belief, then the company should do so. But note, the law says reasonably be able to make the accommodation. Then we hear about the woman that refused to issue marriage licenses in Virginia to gay couples. And this editorial has nothing to do with the gay marriage issue. It's about religious accommodations. Initially, no attempt to accommodate her religious beliefs were offered. A federal judge just ordered her to issue their licenses. She was even sent to jail for not doing her job. Absolutely no accommodation for her based on her Christian religious beliefs. Ultimately, there was a deal worked out to satisfy her concern. But here's the big but. The feds were prosecuting her for her religious beliefs, not defending her Christian beliefs, not the way the feds defended the Muslim work environment based on their beliefs. I wonder what the feds would have done if she had declared that she was Muslim and issuing licenses to gays violated her Muslim beliefs. That would have been a real dilemma for this progressive justice system. Are Muslims going to be added to the list of protected classes of people? Will they gain the same protections as other protected classes of people, such as protection from discrimination based on race, color, creed, sexual orientation, etc.? It seems with this administration, if you are doing something wrong, but it still meets their liberal belief agenda, then you have nothing to fear from the current White House Justice Department. But heaven help you if you are doing something wrong that goes against the progressive agenda. The whole federal justice system will come sweeping down on you. And what about these sanctuary cities? These are cities, counties, and whole states that will not follow federal immigration laws. They even actively have policies in writing that they will not follow immigration laws. In writing, they state they will break the law when it comes to supporting illegal immigrants. And this current White House-led Justice Department does nothing. Nothing. But when Arizona took the position they would follow and enforce the federal immigration laws, this current justice system took them to court to stop them from willfully following the law, ordering them to not follow the law. Do you get it? Some state assemblyman has even introduced legislation banning the words illegal aliens completely, totally ignoring the First Amendment to the Constitution. This administration has trumped all over the Constitution. The president has singularly decided what laws the country will enforce and what laws will be ignored. Where's the outrage? Even the people that support this liberal attack on our justice system should be just as fearful. After all, what happens when a conservative gets elected and that person starts singularly reversing all these illegal actions? And the person could even go further and dictate more conservative laws around Congress. Our three branches of government were set up to make sure this wouldn't happen. Congress passes laws, not the president and not the Justice Department. The president can veto laws. The Supreme Court can determine a law is unconstitutional, but they cannot write or change laws. Only Congress can do that. And if a law is determined constitutional, then the justice system is sworn to enforce the law, even if they don't like it. And I could go on and on with more examples. Why won't this administration do what is required? We are not a dictatorship. We are a nation of laws. No one gets to choose which laws they will follow or enforce. There should be charges against people in the IRS. There should be charges brought against Hillary Clinton for security violations. Planned Parenthood should be at least investigated for possible illegal activities. Religious accommodations must be supported no matter what the specific religion. The protection is not just for Muslims. It applies to all religions. Sanctuary cities must be stopped. This is an overt violation of the nation's laws. The president must be stopped for rewriting laws he doesn't agree with, laws he believes are not fair to minorities. If someone breaks the law, then they should be prosecuted, no matter their race, religion, or any other criteria. Oh, and did you see the news yesterday of the officer forcibly removing the teenager from a classroom? There seems to be a lot of outrage about what the officer did. Well, how about emphasizing what caused it? This event didn't have to happen. The student was told to put her cell phone away during math class. She didn't. The teacher then tried to take the cell phone away. The student wouldn't give it to the teacher. It should be noted that the teacher would have given the phone back after class. However, the teenage girl refused to do what she was told, so the teacher had to call in the officer to enforce the rules. Again, we see the same thing. All the girl had to do to not have any problem was to turn over the cell phone. But no, she defied an instruction, just like so many other events that start with simple instructions from officers being aggressively ignored. If people would just do as instructed, we wouldn't see these stupid escalations of physical confrontation. The teenager should be punished for disobeying the teacher and officer. But instead, she is being portrayed as a victim of police excessive force. We are a nation of laws. The Justice Department needs to do their job. Or maybe the Attorney General needs to be impeached. In conclusion, this current Justice Department has one prosecution criteria. If someone is holding true to the liberal agenda, they can get away with anything. But if you are treading on the liberal agenda, the big arm of the feds will attack you with all the power and unlimited money to bankrupt you into submission. Can anyone get us back on the course of freedom for all? I'm Tom Wicknick, and that's what I think. I'd like to know what you think. If you have any comments about this editorial or would like to discuss or recommend a topic, I'd like to hear from you. Please email them to info@kzgn.net. Now stay with us for weather and sports when we come back.
From the Burroughs High School TV studio, I'm Sierra Rint with the Burroughs Video Bits for Thursday, October 29th, 2015. Let's take a look at how the athletes of the school are doing from the burrowsathletics.org website. Writers Inc. is sponsoring the Fall Writing and Art Contest. For info, visit the Writers Inc. page on the school website. Enter and show off your great creativity and have a chance to win amazing prizes. Seniors, don't forget to order your class rings and graduation items. Do you have an extra coat lying around your house? The Friends of Rachel Club is collecting jackets and outerwear to donate to the Salvation Army. Drama is hard at work preparing the fall musical, The Wizard of Oz, opening next Friday, November 6th for 2 weekends, November 6th and 7th, and November 13th and 14th. Sierra Sands Unified School District is seeking parent and community participation on the District Leadership Committee. Members of this committee are responsible for reviewing and providing input on district goals, actions, and services aligned to the 8 state priorities to improve student achievement. Students who took the ASVAB test received their test scores today. Some were happy, most were surprised. Retake or makeup pictures are in and available for pickup in the activities office before school, at lunch, or after school. The BHS Band is fundraising, selling $20 Blu-ray video discs of the September Ridgecrest Parade of 1,000 Flags. Funds help us to perform in the 240th July 4th Independence Day Parade in Washington, D.C. The Burroughs High School robotics teams will be heading to Sultana High School on November 14th for the VEX Robotics 2015 Nothing But Net competition. Did you know October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month? The Burroughs High School Friends of Rachel Club participated in the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life on Saturday, October 3rd. Have a happy Halloween and remember to be safe. That's our segment. For the Burroughs High School TV broadcast of Ridgecrest, California, this is Sierra Rint.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's go to Lane for the weather.
Thank you, Tom. From the National Weather Service, a mixture of rain and snow showers is forecasted for parts of the upper Midwest and Great Lakes on Thursday. Meanwhile, another heavy rain event is expected to move into the Four Corners region and Southern Plains by Friday, which could bring flash flooding to the region. Elsewhere, onshore flow will bring several rounds of heavy rain to the Cascade Mountains of the Pacific Northwest beginning Friday. Temperatures across the nation: Carolinas at 73, Georgia at 67, Arkansas at 67, Northern Texas at 65, Arizona at 74, and Los Angeles at 76. For us locally, today mostly sunny with a high near 73, west-northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour with gusts as high as 25. Tonight mostly clear with a low around 53, north wind 5 to 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. Friday, sunny with a high near 73, northeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 53, east wind around 5 miles per hour. Saturday, sunny with a high near 78, west wind around 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear with a low around 55, south-southeast wind around 5 miles per hour. Sunday, sunny with a high near 80, southwest wind around 5 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy with a low around 55, west wind around 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 67. West-southwest wind around 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. Monday night, a 20% chance of showers. Mostly cloudy with a low around 47. West-northwest wind 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts as high as 35. Tuesday, a 20% chance of showers, partly sunny with a high near 62. West-northwest wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a 20% chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 43. West-northwest wind around 10 miles per hour. And Wednesday, partly sunny with a high near 61. Northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that is your forecast for the IWV. Now back to Tom.
Thanks, Lane. Now here's Tom Eck with sports.
And a very pleasant Thursday afternoon to everyone. Let's start with the World Series. The Kansas City Royals now have a commanding 2-0 lead in the best of 7. They won last night 7-1. Now the Royals will send Ventura against New York Syndergaard on Saturday. The next 3 games will be played in Gotham City, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all those scheduled to be night games. Now, if need be, they'll come back to Kansas City for games number 6 and 7. All right, the Lakers opened up last night. Hard to believe the first night of the NBA for most teams. The night before, a couple teams played. The Lakers had to play against a very, very spunky Minnesota Timberwolves team. Rick Rubio had his career high of 29 points for Minnesota. Now, they were playing on emotion. Their head coach, Flip Saunders, also the president of the organization, passed away this past weekend due to cancer complications. Flip was 60 years old, and they honored him before the game with a moment of silence, and they'll have a big ceremony for him before their opening game up in Minnesota. A long-time NBA coach, and he's the one that put this Minnesota team together, and they're pretty darn good. They gave the Lakers all they could handle last night. They ended up winning 112-111. So the Lakers dropped their home opener. Kobe Bryant played in the game, scored 25 points, had limited minutes, but looked pretty good when he did play. All right, the Clippers beat the Kings up in Sacramento. The Cavaliers are 2-0. They beat the Grizzlies last night in Cleveland. And the Knicks, under Phil Jackson in his second year as a president GM, they beat the Bucks last night in Milwaukee. Probably the feature game of the evening for an opening game. Oklahoma City beat San Antonio 112-106. That's the debut of Billy Donovan as their new head coach. Donovan, the former head coach at the University of Florida. And then Russell Westbrook last night, after a long injury last year where he was out half the season, had 33 points for Oklahoma City. All right, the team I think that might win the East, the Wizards of Washington beat the Magic. Celtics winner last night. They beat the 76ers, who I doubt will be much better. And Chicago beat New Jersey. The Bulls now 2-0 to open up the season. Brook Lopez had 26 for New Jersey. He just keeps getting better and better, former Stanford All-American. All right, Detroit beat Utah last night. First time in a long time they win the first 2 games of a season. They're 2-0. The Heat, Memphis, Portland, and the Raptors also win. All right, let's look at baseball. Some managerial rumorings in the mill. Bud Black is pretty close to being signed by the Nationals. Bud Black was the San Diego Padres manager for 9 years. Also a former bench coach with the Angels. He was fired in June by San Diego. It looks like he will become the next coach of the Washington Nationals. Matt Williams was fired at the end of the season. Don Mattingly, who was fired, no, I wouldn't say fired, but the Dodgers and Mattingly parted ways about 2 weeks ago. He appears to be the next coach of the Miami Marlins, who had interest in him before he was even finished in L.A. And Ron Gardenheimer, the former Minnesota Twins coach, longtime Twins coach, is rumored to be the favorite for the San Diego Padres coaching position. All right, in college football, Jerry Kill, the head coach of the University of Minnesota, had to retire yesterday. He has complications from seizures, and you got to feel bad for Jerry Kill, one of the nicer guys in all of college football. Did a great job in Minnesota really put that team back on track. The last 3 years they've been in bowl games, very competitive teams. They beat Nebraska last year in Lincoln. First time they've done that in a long time, and he has to go because of health. That's a tough break for the whole university. Just a very good ambassador for the university in this day and age when everything else doesn't seem to be very kind words to people off the field. All right, let's take a look locally. Burroughs High School volleyball, they lose to Serrano yesterday. They're 5-4 overall in the league, very close to a playoff spot. Saracoso volleyball, they're on the road last night in Palm Desert. They lost in 4 sets to COD, the College of the Desert. And Burroughs High football, huge game tomorrow night. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. They'll play Oak Hills. That game's at 7 o'clock over at Burroughs High School. Burroughs is 3-0. They're undefeated in the league. They're tied for first place. If they win tomorrow, they'll get at least second place starting in the playoffs in 2 weeks. Don't forget the Coaches Show tonight on 12:40 a.m. You can hear Todd Mather. He'll talk about the big win last week against Apple Valley. He'll be talking about the game against Oak Hills on Friday night. That's tonight. 12:40 a.m. KLOA with the Todd Mather Burroughs Coaching Show. For KZGN, I'm Tom Heck.
So that's the news for today. All of us at KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station.